Hi everyone, we arrived in Brussels, in the capital of Europe. Many people know what Brussels looks like, houses, streets, and what about Brussels underground and the hidden river. We are now heading to the place where we'll find out all this. But we stopped for a minute at a pretty fountain. So now we are passing through not the best area of the city. Most of women cover their body and hair. The houses are not as nice as in other parts of the city. Garbage is common. Shop signs are all in Arabic. Well, sometimes I doubt the time in Belgium, so I'm thinking of making a separate video about it. Well, we are already almost there. Here it is. Now we are inside of extraordinary museum. We were given a book. I asked for English because I haven't learned Dutch yet. With each step we will go deeper underground. First, people are introduced to everything here, so that everything was clear what will happen next. They said that there can be rats and insects, turtles and even crocodiles and sewers. But there is nothing to be afraid of. There may be crocodiles, but certainly not in Brussels. Well, unless it escapes from the zoo. It is estimated that rats' current population is more than 2 rats for every 1 inhabitant in Brussels. A female can have up to 20 baby rats in each litter, and her pregnancy only lasts 22 days. So we can see why there are so many of them. But rats are also useful in the sewers because they devour humans' waste, but the sewers workers try to control their numbers anyway, because they sometimes damage pipes. We will start from history. In past in Brussels, and not only, people threw all their fields just from their windows. Well, in some countries they still do like this, for example in Russia. So, Brussels developed in the Middle Ages. In the beginning it was just a village along a river. Gradually, Brussels became a major city, and the water from this river was used to drive mills, produce beer, and dye fabrics. For a very long time, the river was also used to get rid of wastewater. One of the mayors of Brussels decided on an extreme solution to tame the river and to make the city less stinky. He approved a plan which made the sand disappear underground, bricked up along with the sewers. We can also hear noises, the flowing of the water, and sometimes less expected noises is the cars passing above our heads. At the end of this passage, on the left, we will be in the real sewers. We are already working in a big sewer called a collector, which is still in operation. Wastewater flows under the plates. The sewage network under the city of Brussels is almost 350 kilometers long. These underground branches absorb a huge amount of sewage every day. But for the water to be drinkable again, it needs to be cleaned. In Brussels, 2 treatment plants do this job, one in the north and another one in the south of the city. This requires a lot of time and energy. 24 hours are necessary to purify the water and discharge it a little cleaner into the river. See this big machine? It's a roller-type sluice. It is used to clean the collectors and remove dirt and sludge which blocks the passage. As you can see, it has not been used for a long time and has not been wiped like everything else. I would climb out of curiosity, but I'm not sure that it's allowed, so we will skip this step.
Can I go? Thank you.
On the higher floors of the museum, we can discover everything about the sewer workers' profession. We also can get a better idea of the means used to combat flooding in the city. There is an animated audio guide which can help us, but it's in French. They are telling us what to do and what not to do to save water and other stuff. Here you can see a visual example of how water enters the collector. It is interesting not only for adults, but also for children. This museum would be very interesting. Despite its name, a sewer museum, but it's very fascinating. Unfortunately, there are not enough visitors, which is sad. So, you can buy souvenirs for €6. This museum is even more exciting than boring ordinary museums, for me. But our journey does not end there. We will go to a small green area where we will have a picnic. And I'm waiting for you in the next videos. See you and have a nice day!